Politics is our family business, but so is lifestyle. And sometimes they go together, particularly in the case of Lieutenant Governor Brian Calley, who is quite the go-getter. In fact, he ran in last year's Boston Marathon, and we talked to him at the time, and I want to revisit that because it's a big tradition in the United States, one of the most enduring and certainly the longest-running annual marathon and the largest crowd in any marathon, too, according to Guinness Book of Records, and he was one of them. And he's on the other end of our AT&T line right this second. Welcome back to the program.
Great to be on the show, Michael Patrick.
Do you look back longingly and say, hey, I did that? That must be great satisfaction.
That was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. And yeah, I've been seeing some of my friends on social media that are over there running it today, thinking, last year I was there doing it. Although they've got a cold, wet one today, so it's going to be a tough race, tough course. But there's a lot of memories that'll be made today.
Yeah, once is probably enough, though, right? Or would you think you'd ever do it again someday?
I might do it again someday. We'll see. I'm going to run the Bayshore Marathon up in Traverse City next month.
Yeah.
And this fall, I'm looking forward to making plans to where Richard Bernstein and I will run the New York Marathon together.
Ooh, that'll be a cool one, too, I would think, to go through the streets of Manhattan like that.
Yeah, that'd be. I think it'd be a pretty cool thing, and because Richard's an avid marathon runner himself.
I don't know how he does that.
And so if we can, we could maybe do that one together. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
I don't know how he does it. That's you think about the things that we do and I do and you do, but a guy who can pull that off is sure earns my respect.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why we're out on the Hidden Talent Tour this over the course of the last several weeks, and some more in West Michigan now, because he has overcome so much. A great example of a person with a disability who has reached the pinnacle of achievement in law, serving on the Supreme Court, and we hope to really inspire employers to give another look at people with disabilities.
Where is the hidden talent in Michigan? Where do you think you can cull the most of it in this tour?
We have really all over, top to bottom of our state. We hear it from employers that they're having a hard time finding the right people to fill with the right skills and the right determination and dedication to fill these jobs that they have open today. And we believe every single community have too many people that have never been given a chance, and so many of them are those with disabilities, both developmental disabilities and physical disabilities, that can make a huge difference in the workforce. And so we are really excited about the potential here to connect these dedicated employees with companies that, and we're not talking about charity here. We're talking about companies that desperately need employees today that can do these jobs, and they won't be disappointed if they give somebody a shot that has been locked out of opportunity for too long.
You've been in northern Michigan, you've been in West Michigan, you've been in southwest Michigan. Inspiring. Really, it's on one level, it's inspiring people, and when I say inspiring people, not only the people looking for work, but the employers.
That's right. In fact, what you'll find is that not only of course, the person who's getting a job and starting a career loves the opportunity, but you're also giving that company somebody to really rally around. It ends up helping the overall workplace environment. That the employers that have gone before, the employers that have already tried this, they report back that I had no idea that I'd get such a talented, dedicated, and productive employee. But the side benefit is that the other employees feel so good about what's happening too, that it really lifts up the whole workplace.
It's a nonpartisan issue, to say the least, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Speaking of hidden talent, do you think that the governor has a hidden talent for maybe being president of the United States or something at the federal level, given that he's going to be hitting the road, too, going around the country into places like New York and California, which is an interesting place for a Republican to go, to tell Michigan's story, as I understand it?
The Michigan story is an incredible one. It's one that deserves to be told all around the country. I think it's a relevant story for so many different communities that have faced the same types of problems that we've had, and we've been able to overcome a lot and change those trend lines to positive destinations. So I'm not going to speculate on the politics part of it, but I'm glad that he's going to be a part of telling that story, because really what's happening here in Michigan is incredible.
The fact that our unemployment rate now is equal to the national average, having dropped, 6 points or so since the governor's been in office, is that story number one the thing you're most proud of?
The unemployment rate has been literally cut in half, but I think it's important to really focus in on, the rates and the statistics are great, but what this means and what this has meant in so many people's lives to have an economic recovery like we have happening here in Michigan, that's what's the most rewarding about it, is how many more people have got their lives back on track now. And that's what it's all about. And now we have time to really, we're out of crisis mode, and we can really spend our time working on, those who, even in good economic times, have a hard time getting by. And that's part of what this Hidden Talent Tour is about, is, even in good economic times, people with disabilities often don't get a chance. Mm-hmm. And we can really focus and put a lot of our resources toward making those opportunities a reality.
And maybe the biggest surprise of all is that a lot of those jobs, or some of them anyway, are in manufacturing, which you thought would never happen again here.
The manufacturing is a huge part of our heritage, of course, and it will be a huge part of our future. And it's not just automotive. In Michigan, we're one of the national leaders in furniture manufacturing, chemical manufacturing. There's aerospace and defense manufacturing that happens here. Pharmaceutical manufacturing. There's a very diverse manufacturing base in our state, and it's going to continue to be in our DNA.
There's an old saying, it's a marathon, not a sprint, when it comes to setting goals and achieving goals and that sort of thing. But Rick Snyder and yourself, when you got into office, you knew that you had a marathon to run, but you tried to do it at sprint fashion with the dog ears and let's go and all the rest of it. And the turnaround has been very, very quick.
It has, and there were a lot of skeptics starting out in terms of what was really possible in the short term, and while we always kept our eye on what was needed for the long term, it didn't take very long for our people to make the most of a better environment for success. And I think that's really who deserves the credit. It's Michiganders that took a better environment for success and just went out there and did their thing, made exciting and good things happen in their communities. And we're all benefiting from it today.
Say hi to Justice Bernstein for us, if you would, please. And if you're an employer or someone who's looking for work, the MI Hidden Talent Tour could be exactly the right thing for you. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor.